Welcome to Manny's TV Talk, where we will talk about all of our favorite reality TV shows and news surrounding them. Grab a snack, a drink, and get comfortable because this starts now. Hello, everyone. Welcome back. So today we're going to be talking about the Real Housewives of New Jersey, new episode. That's season 13, episode 12. Let's get right into it. Please don't forget to like and subscribe so that you won't miss any further videos. So we begin with the women leaving their dinner. Melissa had like a little bit too much to drink. She was having fun, but she was like kind of letting loose and just saying the most random things like, I'm going to call my ex. And Teresa's just sitting there like, what? Like she's so like confused. Then they go to bed, and then we pick up the next morning. They are waking up, having breakfast, and Pauley's mom comes over because she lives in Ireland. So that was really nice. Dolores was so nice to her. It looks like she really likes her. And Polly's sisters were also there, and they're all joining them. They're all sitting together and talking. And the sisters have really nice things to say about Polly. And that kind of makes Danielle a little bit emotional since she doesn't talk to her brother. And as they're speaking of brothers and in laws or whatnot, Teresa says something very nice about the time her parents met Melissa. So that was nice. Then Dolores shows the mom the calendar shoot that the men did, and that was really funny. They leave, and then a little later, all the girls go to a hen party, and they literally go to play with chickens. They have to like catch the chickens. Teresa chooses Melissa to go with her, so that was nice again. I did see some effort from Teresa so far. So they all go, they grab the chickens. Have y'all ever grabbed chickens, by the way? I have. So they move along to a painting place. The guy tells them all to paint Teresa's life in the walls because it's her bachelorette party, sort of speak. So then she gets teary eyed all of a sudden and says, please don't draw any bars from the time she was in prison. I know that it was like emotional for her, but it was kind of funny. Not that she went to jail, but the fact that the way she brought it up, like all of a sudden. But she goes outside so she can wait for them to paint, and then she comes back in and they're all explaining what they drew. Melissa's actually the first one, and she drew like an Italian flag, and she tells Teresa that that represents her mom and her dad, meaning Teresa and Louis and Joe's mom and dad. And Teresa gets very emotional, and so does Melissa. Melissa's actually crying while she's explaining it, and they actually hug it out. So again, that was very nice of them to do that. And the rest of them also explain what they drew and whatnot. So then Teresa takes the opportunity to tell Melissa that she honestly would feel like her wedding would be complete with her nephews and nieces there. But then when Jennifer says if she wants them at the wedding, Teresa's like, no, 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 but it would be nice if they were. So that's where I get confused with Teresa. Like, why did you even say that? Like, if you're going to invite them, then say it. But if you're not, then don't. Like, it's kind of confusing. Then they move outside to have lunch. Great looking food, by the way. Like, it looked really natural and very, like, whatever. So they're sitting around eating, and Teresa says that next week it's going to be really important for her. She's really going to begin with the wedding stuff. A lot of the preparations is coming down to the nitty gritty. And then she dropped something new that we didn't know, which is that Bill is going to be in her wedding because Louis asked her. Louis asked him, sorry. Bill is Jennifer's husband. And then she says that they did it because she doesn't really have any family. Like, what was that? I'm confused. And Melissa got a little upset by that too. I'm not saying I'm Team Melissa. Don't get me wrong. I'm not. But I am a little bit impartial. So I definitely call out when I see things from either one of them. It's really obvious. But then all of a sudden, Danielle starts to tear up and she cries a lot because this situation just reminds her of what she missed out on with her brother. So she wishes that they could get over it and work it out so that they won't end up like her and her brother did. Then they go and they jump in this massive puddle of mud that's supposed to like help them with exfoliation or something like that. I actually feel like it would be fun to have a full on bad um, mud bath. I'm not gonna lie. And then they all go home. They shower, they get ready for the evening, and some of the women FaceTime their men because they're going to be having a guys' night back in Jersey. Margaret calls her husband, which, by the way, he's in a car by himself with a girl named Lexi. That was a little odd to me, but then Margaret tells him about Bill being in the wedding. So then we see the scene in Jersey where all the guys are hanging out. Joe, Margaret's husband, tells Bill in front of Joe, "So you're going to be at the wedding, right?" And then Bill's like, "Yeah, they asked me, and it clearly was bothering Joe Gorga." But he's like telling Bill that he's just being used to get under their skin. I gotta say, also, I like seeing the guys hang out, but regardless of what y'all think of Louis, of whether he's, legit or not, I don't like them hanging out without him. And I'm not saying they should be friends with him, that they should hang out every weekend, but this hangout in particular was being filmed. So it was for the show. So I feel like as being one of the husbands, he should be there. Because Frank was there. Every single one of them was there. But anyway, they're getting high as kites, acting fools. Frank kisses Joe, and they're all, up and down. So then they get into the women business, and Rachel's husband asks Danielle's husband, "What's up with your wife calling my wife a rat?" But they are so up in the clouds that they can't even talk seriously. But going back to Europe, the women are at the castle having wine tastings and dinner. The trip is coming to an end, and everyone had a pretty good time except Danielle. So Danielle says to Rachel, "So like, where do we stand?" And Rachel didn't even really let her even finish the sentence. She went like straight into it. Like she was like, "Well, you brought up the arsenal. You said this, you said that." And Danielle's like, "Okay, first of all, calm the F down." Like she was very upset. And then she's like, "You made me out to be the bad guy by telling Margaret what I said." But then Melissa says something pretty interesting in her confessional, which is that who really started this was Jennifer and Teresa for filling up Danielle on all these things that Laura, Margaret's ex friend, said. So they were kind of filling her head up with negative things about Margaret, which is why Danielle probably brought up that Arsenal thing. But in the table, Danielle tells Margaret that she should not be mad at her. She should be mad at Laura for saying all negative things about her, who and she says she's been saying a lot of bad things. So then Margaret's like, "Well, tell me, what did she say?" And Danielle has this urge to say what she heard. Like she really wants to say it, but she knows that she can't. And then Danielle says something along the lines of, "Well, you exposed that Jennifer and her husband were having an affair, and you're one who wants people to forgive but forget but not forgive." Something along those lines. So then Margaret goes pretty low. She says to Danielle, "Let me tell you something. If you have that attitude that you're going to forgive but not forget, you will never be able to move past your issues in life." Is it true? Yeah, it is true, but it's mean. It was very hurtful for Danielle to hear that. And all the women there actually, even Margaret's friend, Jen Fessler, was like, "Damn, like that was mean, like calm down." Even Rachel, who was mad at her. So Danielle gets up and leaves her. She's bawling her eyes out. Like she was very upset by hearing that comment. Like I said, the truth hurts, but I do feel like sometimes you shouldn't always tell the truth if you know that it's going to make somebody cry. But Margaret, you know how y'all know how she is. I love her, but she is a little she likes to go low. And that was the end of the episode, you guys. Nothing too interesting. It was just okay. At this point, New Jersey has kind of become like one of those shows that you just like put in the background while you're doing stuff. You're not really like, like I said last time, I'm not really thrilled or waiting for the week to come to watch the episode. Matter of fact, next week's episode looks pretty boring, but we're going to be here talking about it. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. What did you think about this overall episode, about Margaret, about Danielle, about Rachel, about Melissa and Teresa? I mean, I know the reunion just filmed, and you guys, we've been getting some very big leaks. It looks like they have gotten into it in a way that they've never done before. So that's what I'm waiting for. The reunion, might as well skip this entire season. But anyway, like I said, let me know what y'all thought. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll catch y'all next time. Y'all have a great one. Bye.